From our Center for the Arts studio, this is your AUTV 20 Sports Break. I'm Ethan Jenkins. Thanks for tuning in. On Wednesday afternoon, fading into the evening, both the AU men's and women's soccer teams won against the Kentucky Wesleyan Panthers. In the first game of the doubleheader, the men's team took care of business in a 2-0 shutout. Matt Roberts struck for the first goal of the game in the 56th minute, and just 13 minutes later, Sam Jordan laced the back of the net again for the Eagles. On the defensive side of things, goalkeeper Ty Bowden made just 2 saves to finish off the shutout. In the later game, the women's team was victorious by a final score of 2-0 as well. McKinley Mendenhall and Danny Hicks both scored in the opening 25 minutes of the game to set the tone early. Goalkeeper Bree Rogers then added 2 saves to finish off the victory. Next up for both teams is a date with the Trevecca Nazarene Trojans on Saturday. Kickoff for the women's game is at noon, and kickoff for the men's game is set for 3 p.m. or 30 minutes after the men's game goes final. On Saturday night, the AU football team is set to take on the Northwood Timberwolves. The Eagles come into the matchup with a record of 3-0 overall and 1-0 in conference play. The Timberwolves have played one more game than the Eagles so far and come in with a record of 2-2 and are 1-0 in the GMAC conference as well. The top 10 ranked Eagle defense will have to be prepared to stop the strong passing attack led by Nate Gomez, who has already thrown for nearly 700 yards this season. On the flip side, the Timberwolf defense will have to be ready to lock down Eagles running back Giovanni Washington, who last week rushed for 89 yards and 3 touchdowns versus the Quincy Panthers. The offensive firepower is set to explode Saturday with kickoff at 7 p.m. from Jack Miller Stadium. And finally, on Thursday Night Football, the Miami Dolphins got out of hurricane danger and traveled up north to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals took the early lead with a first-quarter Joe Mixon rushing touchdown. The Dolphins then responded with 2 field goals in the second quarter to make it 7-6. After a scary injury to Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, T. Higgins caught a 59-yard TD pass to increase the Bengals' lead to 14-6 in the later parts of the second quarter. The Dolphins then answered back just before halftime with a Chase Edmonds touchdown to make the score 14-12. After the halftime break, the Dolphins took the lead with a field goal to make it 15-14. For the rest of the game, it was all Bengals, with Evan McPherson adding 2 field goals and a late touchdown by tight end Hayden Hurst capped off the 27-15 victory in Cincinnati. That is it for your AUTV 20 Sports Break. Be sure to follow us across social media at AUTV 20. I'm Ethan Jenkins. Thanks for watching.